Imagine this, you're driving home after a long day, thinking about dinner, your favorite show, or just relaxing. Suddenly, in the blink of an eye, a car swerves out of control and disaster strikes. This is the unfortunate reality for millions of people every year. Road accidents don't just happen to reckless drivers, they can happen to anyone at any time. The question is, what can we do to prevent them? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, and a warm welcome to our esteemed guest, 1000. Thank you all for being here today as we discuss a crucial issue that affects every one of us, road safety and accident prevention. Road accidents are one of the leading causes of injury and death globally, posing a significant public health and safety challenge. In Malaysia, this situation is particularly alarming with various factors such as speeding, distracted driving, drunk driving, and poor road conditions contributing to the high number of accidents. So, road safety awareness among public still remains insufficient, underscoring the needs to raise understanding and promote safety measures. So, according by report by Royal Malaysia Police, there were over 400,000 accidents in Malaysia in 2023. So, this equates to an average of 13 lives lost per day due to road crashes. So now let me introduce our distinguished panelists who have dedicated their careers to improve road safety and preventing accidents in our country. So number one, I will firstly have our Mr. Benjamin Ho, who is the president of the Global Institute for Road Safety and Accident Prevention. And next, we have our Mr. Cao Guoxuan, a traffic sociologist from the Malaysia Road Accident Prevention Organization. And joining us as well is Mr. Ahmad Danish, a road safety policy advisor from the Malaysia Institute of Road Safety Research. And lastly, we are honored to have Mr. Iqmal, Vice President of the Malaysia Road Safety Department. So with that, let's begin our discussion today. So Mr. Benjamin Hall, as an expert in global road safety initiatives, could you share some of your perspective on how us should measures that have what are the measures that have been most effective in reducing road accidents in Malaysia?
Okay, good evening, everyone. So it's my pleasure to share my opinion on this panel discussion. So I will be talking about how education can help to improve road safety and reduce road accident. So I will be talking about 3 points, which is driver education and training, public awareness campaign, and school-based road safety education. So first of all, driver education and training programs are essential for equipping individuals with the skills and knowledge required to drive safely. These programs can focus on teaching defensive driving techniques, improving hazard perception, and ensuring compliance with traffic laws. For new drivers, pre-licensure training provides foundational skills such as recognizing potential dangers, managing speed, and understanding road signage. I would like to use a study by University of Nebraska-Lincoln in 2015. The study found that young drivers who completed the driver's education were 75% less likely to receive a traffic ticket, 24% less likely to be involved in a fatal or injury accident, and 16% less likely to have an accident compared to those who did not undergo such training. For experienced drivers, the advanced training programs address specific risk factors, including driving under influence, managing fatigue, and handling adverse weather conditions. These programs often incorporate real-world scenarios to help drivers understand and mitigate risks. Secondly, I would like to talk about the public awareness campaigns. Public awareness campaigns are a powerful means of influencing road user behavior and fostering safer practices. These campaigns aim to educate the general public on key road safety issues such as the danger of speeding, drunk driving, and distracted driving, as well as the importance of seatbelt use and pedestrian safety. By utilizing mass media, social media platforms, and community outreach programs, awareness campaign can reach a broad audience and encourage behavior change on a large scale. For example, campaigns emphasizing the risk of texting while driving or the benefits of wearing helmets have been effective in reducing accidents and saving lives. These initiatives not only address individual behaviors, but also contribute to the societal shift in attitudes toward road safety. When coupled with enforcement measures such as fines for non-compliance, public awareness campaigns create a strong deterrent against unsafe practices and promote adherence to traffic laws. Lastly, I would like to talk about the school-based road safety education. Introducing road safety education in schools is a proactive way to instill safe behaviors in children and young adults. By teaching road safety principles at an early age, school plays a crucial role in shaping lifelong habits of responsible road use. These programs typically cover topics such as pedestrian safety, proper cycling practices, and understanding traffic signals. They also emphasize the importance of following rules, staying alert, and avoiding risky behaviors near roads. Interactive activities such as role-playing, real-life simulation, and group discussions can make the lessons engaging and more memorable for students. By integrating road safety into school curricula, educators can help to create a generation of informed individuals who are better equipped to act responsibly as a pedestrians, cyclists, and future drivers. The early intervention has a long impact on reducing accidents and promoting safer road environments. So to sum up what I've talked about, implementing these educational strategies is essential for reducing traffic accidents and improving road safety. Collaborating efforts among governments, educational institutions, and communities are vital to ensure the success of these initiatives. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Benjamin, for your valuable insights. So now let's pass the mic to Mr. Cao Guoxuan. So Mr. Cao, can you share your thoughts on the strategies that can be implemented from a sociological perspective to prevent them?
All right, thank you for having me, Mr. Ngai. And road accident is an important issue that impacts millions of lives, and I'm glad to contribute to the discussion. So I will cut to the discussion from social aspects, where the first idea of this social aspect will be urbanization. So urbanization plays a crucial role in shaping road safety. So from a ecological study from Lancet Planet Health shows that densely populated cities often have safer traffic conditions because they encourage the use of public transportation and limits the reliance on private vehicles. And this reduces traffic volume and in turn accidents. And on the other hand, urban areas with greater fragmentation, where built-up spaces are disconnected, tend to have lower traffic mortality rates, as these areas discourage high-speed driving. However, if urban development is isolated, with significant distances between disconnected areas, road traffic mortality increases. This is because people are forced to travel longer distances and leading to higher traffic exposure and risk. And prioritizing public transportation, improving road connectivity, and ensuring safer residential areas can help to address these challenges effectively. And moving on to the second idea, which is multi-sectoral collaboration. Multi-sectoral collaboration is essential for reducing road traffic death. From Pan African Medical Journal, there's one notable example is the United Nations Decade of Action for Road Safety, which aims to reduce traffic deaths and injuries by 50% by 2030. So countries like Tanzania are making progress toward these goal through campaigns, such as the annual National Road Safety Week. These campaigns not only raise public awareness, but also maintain political focus on road safety. Enforcement mechanisms are also key. For instance, enforcing helmet use for motorcycle passengers, seatbelt use in public transport, and child restraints can significantly reduce fatalities. Even though some laws and regulations are still pending in certain regions, but there's ongoing momentum to improve practices and enforcement. And coming up to the last idea from my social aspect would be social inequalities. Yes, social inequalities significantly impact traffic mortality. A study from BMC Public Health conducted in Ecuador shows men tend to have higher mortality rates due to risk-taking behaviors and greater exposure to traffic in occupational settings. And this calls for targeted strategies such as awareness campaigns to reduce risky behaviors and improved occupational safety measures. And also, age is another critical factor. The elders are particularly vulnerable as pedestrians, while teenagers and young adults, especially those aged 17 to 24, are at higher risk due to reckless driving. Targeted interventions like better driver education and safer pedestrian infrastructure are essential for these groups. Economic and educational disparities also play a role. Lower income and less educated populations face higher traffic mortality rates. Addressing this requires improving access to quality public transportation, developing rural areas, and bridging educational gaps. These measures can create a more equitable and safer transportation system for everyone. So that is all from my opinion for this panel discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cow. Wow, what an insightful and memorable thoughts on the society aspects. So now let's move on to our Mr. Amar Danish. Mr. Amar, could you elaborate on the role of policy in preventing road accidents? What are some key policies, measures that can make a real difference in improving road safety?
Okay, thank you and good evening to everyone. Today I will be discussing about the role of stricter laws in reducing road accidents and improving road safety. Road safety is a pressing issue, and one of the most effective ways to tackle this problem is through the enforcement of tougher traffic laws. My first point is that stricter laws get to deter dangerous driving behaviors. First, stricter laws play a crucial role in driver behavior. According to an article by Emir Research titled Reducing Traffic Accidents and Deaths, Addressing Human, Environmental, and Vehicle Factors, 2023, human factors such as speeding, distracted driving, and driving under the influence are significant contributors to road accidents. This article highlights how stricter laws and penalties can help deter dangerous driving behaviors and ultimately improve road safety. Stricter laws can really make people think twice before driving recklessly. If someone knows that they're getting caught speeding, driving drunk, or using their phone while driving, this could lead to a hefty fine, points on their license, or even losing their license altogether. They're less likely to take that risk. It's all about creating consequences that feel real and immediate. For example, if there are cameras everywhere, catching speeders, or police frequently setting up checkpoints, people start to realize I'll probably get caught if I don't follow the rules. This fear of punishment works as a deterrent. It pushes people to make safer choices, not because they necessarily want to, but because they don't want to deal with the hassle of breaking the law. Over time, this kind of enforcement helps create a culture where safe driving becomes the norm. And moving to my second point, stricter laws get to improve road safety and reduce fatalities. Stricter laws improve road safety by compelling drivers to follow the rules more diligently. When drivers know they'll face hefty fines, license suspension, or even jail time for breaking traffic laws, they are more likely to drive responsibly. This fear of punishment becomes a strong deterrent against dangerous behaviors like speeding, driving under the influence, or neglecting basic safety measures like wearing seat belts. For example, well-enforced speed limits and penalties for drunk driving or seatbelt violations reduce risky behaviors, making roads safer for everyone. Additionally, laws that require regular vehicle inspections ensure that cars are properly maintained, reducing accidents caused by mechanical failures, such as faulty brakes or worn-out tires. Moreover, public awareness campaigns and strict enforcement can also create a culture of safe driving, where people understand that following traffic laws is not just about avoiding punishment, but about protecting their own lives and those around them. Over time, as these laws become deeply ingrained in society, we can expect a significant reduction in road accidents, injuries, and fatalities. In short, stricter laws not only help reduce dangerous driving, but also ensure that vehicles and infrastructures are in optimal condition, ultimately making roads safer for everyone, drivers, passengers, and pedestrians alike. That's all for my points for this forum. Thank you.
Thank you for your sharing, Mr. Amar Danish. So now, lastly, let's hear from Mr. Akmal. Mr. Akmal, what actions and initiatives are currently being taken by your department to reduce road accidents?
Of course. Thank you, Director Ngai, and hello everyone. I've been thinking a lot about how we can use technology to reduce road traffic accidents. It's a huge issue, and while road safety has improved over the years, we still see a lot of avoidable accidents. So I wanted to open up a discussion on various advancements that could help minimize road traffic accidents. So I've got several points that we can do to reduce the amount of traffic accidents. First of all, I believe the most impactful solution lies in autonomous vehicle, or you could say self-driving cars, such as Tesla, BYD, and many more. The vast majority of the accidents are caused by human error, whether it's due to fatigue, distraction, or poor decision making. Self-driving cars are equipped with sensors, cameras, and AI that allows them to make decisions much faster and more accurately than humans ever could. This could reduce accidents significantly. However, not all of us can afford this type of cars. But don't worry, there are lots of cars that have advanced driver assistance system, or ADAS. If you have never heard of the name, ADAS is actually features in the car system like lane departure warning, automatic emergency braking, and adaptive cruise control. These technologies can help prevent accidents before they even happen, by either warning the driver or taking control of the vehicle in a dangerous situation. And of course, most of the cars now have this kind of technologies installed in their system. Next, I'll be talking about the security system in the traffic road itself. Have you all heard about the two-point traffic camera? This technology is actually long been used by the other countries like Dubai and Russia. A two-point traffic camera is a system used to monitor traffic flow and enforce speed limits by measuring the time it takes for a vehicle to travel between two fixed points on a road. These systems are commonly used in automated speed enforcement, where the camera detects the vehicle's speed based on its time to cover the distance between 2 points. Here, how it works. The system involves two cameras that are strategically placed along a stretch of road at a set of distance from each other, often several hundred meters apart. When a vehicle passes the first camera, it begins recording the time the vehicle took to travel from the first camera to the second one. The cameras are typically equipped with sensors or radar to accurately detect the vehicle's arrival at both points. The system calculates the vehicle average speed by dividing the distance between the two cameras by time it took to the vehicle to travel between them. If the vehicle's speed exceeds the speed limit, the system can issue a ticket. And for your information, Transport Minister of Malaysia just made an official announcement recently on 7th July to consider to develop the system in Malaysia. He said that initial implementation will be carried out in dangerous areas such as Kuala Lumpur Karak Highway in Genting Sempah and Menora Tunnel, Ipoh, to reduce the risk of accidents. For more information, you can always check out the article from Asra Awani. In conclusion, two-point traffic cameras are an effective and advanced way to monitor traffic speed and improve road safety, especially areas prone to speeding and other traffic violation. Thanks everyone for the insightful discussion. Let's keep pushing for innovation and collaboration to bring this solution to life.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ikmal. So now we are going to moving to our next session, which is I'm curious and we have something to ask. So the first question I want to ask, as just now Mr. Benjamin talked about his tax. So Mr. Benjamin, I want to ask you a question, which is there a critical flaw in how we teach road safety, and what is the biggest gap in current road safety education, and how can we bridge it to create a more real lasting behavior change to our citizens to prevent this problem?
Okay, so in my opinion, I think that one of the critical flaws in how we teach road safety is the lack of behavioral focus and real-world application in education programs. So current road safety education often emphasizes rules, regulations, but does not sufficiently address the psychology behind risky behaviors such as overconfidence, peer pressure, or distractions. As a result, there is a gap between what people learn and how they act in real-life situations. The most significant gap in road safety education lies in the failure to translate knowledge into lasting behavioral change. For example, people are over-rely on theoretical learning. Many programs focus on theoretical lessons about road signs and traffic laws, but fail to incorporate practical hands-on training that prepares individuals for real-world challenges. So how can we bridge it to create real lasting behavioral change? So we can develop tailored programs for different groups such as young drivers, motorcyclists, or older adults. For example, young drivers could benefit from lessons addressing peer influence, while older adults might need training on adapting to slower reflexes.
Okay, just now you have also highlighted the elder adults may face challenges with slower reflexes. So based on this, how can we incorporate exercises that improve hand-eye coordination or reaction time in road safety education for this particular age group?
Okay, so to help older adults address slower reflexes and improve their reaction times, road safety education can incorporate targeted exercises and training programs. These interventions can enhance hand-eye coordination, cognitive processing speed, and overall motor skills, which are essential for safe driving. So the old adults can do the ball exercises. They can practice with activities like catching or bouncing a ball against a wall to enhance hand-eye coordination. Besides that, they can also engage in exercises that improve overall body stability and coordination, such as yoga and tai chi. A stable body can support better control of vehicle movement.
Thank you, Mr. Benjamin, for your sharing. So next question, I would like to ask Mr. Cao. So you have mentioned that men have higher road traffic mortality due to risk-taking behaviors. So how can we design, my question is, how can we design a gender-sensitive road safety campaigns that effectively change risky behaviors without reinforcing stereotypes?
Okay, now so speaking of that, we can actually design this campaign based on the data where it outlines the reason behind their risky behaviors. So maybe their drunk driving is due to their peer influence or thrill seeking. And we can also highlight that men demonstrate safe driving represents strengths to encourage the changing of their risky behaviors. And besides, we can also make messaging relatable, where we use storytelling that reflects real life experience, emotions, and consequences. The messaging can also be done by leveraging humor by aligned with the campaign's goal at the same time. Lastly, the campaign can invite influencers that target men demographic to amplify the message. To sum up, the campaigns mainly focus on the emotional aspect where it relates the goal of the safer traffic behavior with the urge of men trying to be responsible. So maybe the campaign can name as real strength is in control, where it emphasizes the responsibility of men demographic in control of their behaviors. That is all my answer.
Thank you, Mr. Cao. You have very good answering my questions. And next, I would like to ask specifically Mr. Ahmad Danish, as right now, like I see these few days news, like we see countries like Sweden and Japan, they have extremely strict traffic laws and low accident rate. Yet our country and some other nations we've taught laws but still struggle with road safety. So my question is, in your opinion, what do you think? Like, what is that? Is it a cultural or society factors that influence our road accidents, or like my question is strict law really works, or is the cultural or the social factors that actually affect these things?
Okay, so to start, I would like to highlight that the effectiveness of strict traffic laws isn't just about the laws themselves, but also how they align with the country's broader cultural and societal attitude towards driving and law enforcement. For, like you stated earlier, in countries like Sweden and Japan, there's a deep-rooted respect for authorities and strong cultural emphasis on safety and social responsibility. People in these countries tend to follow rules because there's a collective sense of duty and a belief that their actions impact the greater good. In contrast, in some countries with tougher laws, like, for example, you said Malaysia, the enforcement of those laws may be inconsistent, or there may be a lack of trust in authorities. If drivers don't believe that they face real consequences, or that the law enforcement is corrupt or lenient, they may be more inclined to ignore any traffic regulations.
Okay, thank you. So I have one more question. This like as you are the expert on the law aspect, so can you update us some of the newest law in Malaysia about road accidents? Please update us so that we can have the newest information about this important topic. Please, Mr. Amar Danish, can you update us about some newest law in Malaysia?
Oh, yes, for sure. Recently, I made a research, and recently Malaysia introduced tougher road safety laws under the Road Transport Amendment Act 2020. This includes higher fines for speeding, especially in construction zones, and penalties for using phones while driving. This law also strengthens measures against drink driving by lowering the alcohol limit and increasing fines. Additionally, more speed cameras and surveillance are being used to improve enforcement. All in all, while these laws are a step forward, the more important thing is that consistent enforcement and public education are key to reducing accidents and fatalities. That's all for my answer.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmad Danish. So next, there is an interesting thought that came to my mind when we talk about when I think about the text that given by Mr. Iqmal. So, Mr. Iqmal, I was curious about what are the most advanced technology right now in our world? Like, what are the most advanced technology are now applying? And because we know companies like, as you state, Tesla, Xiaomi, BYD, they're all working all in this autonomic driving service. So shock us with some newest technology, please. We want to know something about some newest technology about this aspect. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Ngai, for the question. So the latest advancements in autonomous driving are truly remarkable, with companies like Tesla and BYD pushing the boundaries of innovation. One of the most groundbreaking technologies is Tesla Full Self-Driving (FSD) system, which uses advanced neural networks and vast array of sensors, including cameras, radar, and ultrasonic sensor, to enable the car to navigate and make decisions in real time without human intervention. Tesla FSD system is powered by its custom-built Dojo supercomputer, which processes vast amount of driving data to improve performance over time, allowing vehicle to handle complex scenarios like city street driving, stop signs, and traffic lights. Additionally, newer technologies like quantum computing are being explored for their potential to enhance AI algorithm in self-driving cars, allowing for even faster and more accurate decision-making in real-time traffic situation. The fusion of AI high-resolution sensors and real-time data processing is truly transforming the way we think about transportation and road safety.
So thank you, thank you, Mr. Ahmad Danish. So my next question will be after this question I've stated. So let's imagine a future where nowadays self-driving cars, like after 50 years, self-driving cars, smart traffic system, and AI-driven city planning are now a norm. So what do you think these advancements will reshape road safety, and what challenges should we prepare for this situation?
Okay, so in the future, where self-driving cars, smart traffic system, and AI-driven city planning are the norm, road safety could see significant improvements. Self-driving cars will reduce human error, which is responsible for a large majority of accidents today. These vehicles will communicate with each other and the surrounding infrastructure, making real-time decisions to avoid collision, maintain safe distance, and navigate complex environment. Smart traffic system would dynamically adjust signal timings, manage traffic flow, and prioritize emergency vehicles, reducing congestion and the likelihood of accidents. AI-driven city planning could create safer roads by designing optimized roads, better pedestrian zones, and more efficient road layouts, ultimately preventing hazardous conditions. However, there are challenges we must prepare for. Issues such as the reliability of AI decision-making, ensuring the security of autonomous system from cyber threats, and managing the transition from human-driven to fully autonomous vehicle could create complications. Ethical dilemmas around AI decision-making in critical situations, such as accident avoidance, will also need to be addressed. Additionally, while technology can improve safely, we must ensure that all populations are equally equipped to adapt this new system, which could involve addressing digital literacy, infrastructure upgrades, and regulatory frameworks. So that's all what I wanted to share with you for now. If you have anything else, feel free to ask me anytime.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Iqmal. And now next is our Q&A session. So this is specifically a questions that I want to ask Mr. Kao, which is a sociologist, what you say just now. So in your opinion, do you think that nowadays social media could play in a role in improving public awareness and trust in law enforcement when it comes to road safety?
Absolutely, yes. You can't deny that people nowadays stick with social media 24/7. And I believe that platform like TikTok, Instagram Reels is actually the best solution to spread information of road safety. When it comes to the terms on in social media, for instance, authorities could make rules about how to implicate correct road safety behaviors with the combination of memes or some viral trendings in TikTok and Instagram. And this idea is actually can be found already in lots of examples, like government of Malaysia making reels based on Gen Z memes, where it does attract the eyeballs of people effectively. So based on my profession, I did observe that people actually prefer with serious content, but bring out with some leverage humor, since it is not only easier for understanding, but also reduce the gap in sending messages. So basically, that is all my opinion for this question.
So thank you, Mr. Calgoshen has 100% answered my questions. As we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that accidents remain a Malaysia, not just Malaysia, it's a global challenge that requires a multifaceted approach. So from stricter laws, enforcement, advancement of technology, until improved social awareness, each factor plays a crucial role in shaping road safety. However, we must also acknowledge the human aspects, how culture, education, and behavior change can drive lasting improvements. As Albert Einstein once said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. To truly reduce road accidents, we must be willing to embrace innovative solutions, shift behaviors, and adapt to the changing landscape of transportation. So thank you to our panelists again for your insightful contributions today. Your expertise has provided us with valuable perspectives on how we can tackle these issues head on. And thank you to everyone who tuned in. Your participation and attention are truly appreciated, and let's work together to create a safer future on the roads for all. We have come to the end of today's forum, and once again, thank you for listening. Having a wonderful day ahead.